So just leap. My cat just leaped from my closet straight on to the recliner right here, and sent the recliner flying, and then sent himself flying out of the room because I was like, Nico! And so I had some conversations with some people. I was asked some questions. I love answering them. One of them was like, why do you use, what does it mean? Like, why do you keep saying send man flying? Well, first of all, like, and also like, as that's why I make these videos that like don't help me but help the villain, like whatever opponent, like who cares? I'm nice, right? I'm very nice, and sometimes nice people have a slogan so hard that they gotta say it twice. Sent man flying over the moon. So yeah, sometimes a nice person comes up with a slogan. It's so hard that even if they played a couple of shit hands, oh well, that's nice. But their phrases and their slogans are so hard that that man has to say it twice. All right, what are we doing here? We are running a sim where I suspect that this will be a... So now this is not tailored to the correct sizings because I tailored it to the exact spot. This happened because I was actually looking for something that someone had asked me for, which was an ace king hand that I folded on the flop after an S6 max cash game, after I think middle position call and big blind. It was a big sort of like very dry board and just like made a huge 3-bet or squeeze and snap folded. So I was looking for that hand and I ended up finding this, which just kind of like made me laugh because of how ridiculous
This week in virology.
Whoa. Okay, virology will be. Oh, this week in virology, by the way, get on there, man. Watch it. There's a question by me that gets answered. I think that's pretty nice. It's about lymph nodes, and also like why not? If even though these guys are virologists and immunologists, just talking about whether this could be used by scientists studying climate change, with the reduction in like public transportation, carbon emission to a certain degree, what kind of effect it has. It's a very good way to have like some kind of control data. But this is this part. So this is this uppercut, So I was just looking for these like, big kind of folds. So I was like ace king. This hand came up. So this person asked me, how can you fold aces? So I think I folded and showed, and I was like, because I can see your cards. It's wrong. It's because I get coached by BBC, and I can confidently say that this has to be like it's not that the board was queen 10 queen 9, and you'll see the action. And also now starts my 2-day non-stop pokering. Also this, apart from the slogan thing, I was also asked, yeah, there must be some frames skipping, right? Damn it. So let's just stop it here. I was also asked, how to play in games. I think this was kind of like how there used to be a meme, or there still is a meme on like 2+2, where, man, I want to raise up to stakes where they respect my raises kind of question. But it was not really that. It was kind of like, man, like, I'm tired because sometimes like these guys are like, it's not all about like re-entries. These guys are like 4-betting with 10-4 suited, and they're calling a 3-bet with 10-2 suited. I can't range them. They don't fold. Like a lot of 3-bet, 4-bet, like 150 big blinds are going all in and like PKOs. So I was like, well, what does that mean? I think labels are very important, just like GTO and like exploitative poker, somewhat of a label. I watched the Ben CB video yesterday. It's one of the worst analysis of a hand that I've ever seen. Seemed like two micro stakes players just learned button versus big line strategy, and they still done goofed. And it was just not engaging at all. It was just, man, Ben, for all his like mental, like, the guy wrote a course on the subconscious. Like, why does he even need? He should just be like soul reading people. He needs to work on a little bit of his like eloquence, and I'm not talking about his accent. I think you can be eloquent with any kind of accent if you're speaking in some language. English is not my native language. I'm not saying I'm eloquent at all. Uh, I just say whatever I want to. I was asked many questions. What's the purpose of this channel? Purpose channel. Well, you've noticed I've started posting a lot more recently. It's because there's sometimes too much free time, I guess. By the way, big up to range converter from where I picked up these ranges that I'm using. And again, like I will, even though I just said like someone asked me this like game like where the like weak ranges are for betting. You have to realize then like you can still use these ranges because they are still ranges. Like people might not be using the right combos, but these ranges still cover in terms of like gross number, the weight on in the number of combos is usually more than what people will do because people do not these like fish who are like spewy and this, they're not doing certain things correctly with the right combos and definitely not at the right frequency. And then also was asked like, oh man, like how what should I do? Like sometimes my ace king top pair is like good in three street betting, bet line. Sometimes they show up with a set. Well, that's just chance, right? So it's not that like if someone's a bad player that they're not gonna just get a hand, and if they play aggressively and you don't just, then you're gonna pay them off. We talked about this like efficient betting and stuff. Now, what can be the ideal adjustments there? Well, first of all, I think the fastest way to make some certain adjustments would be to run certain hands on bio and see where you can deviate and what's happening and like what's going on with someone who's just like disproportionately like just the thing is like no matter what the stake is, it's the deck in the end that constrains your strategy. And big up to BBZ for this phrase. Sometimes some phrases are so hard you got to say them twice. The deck constrains your strategy. That means that even in this scenario where you have this like kind of player, which I mean that this to me sounds like the easiest game to beat, and I'll tell you why. Because when you have certain game theoretic knowledge, and then you understand that like no matter what happens, there's only going to be 4 aces in the deck and 13 ranks and like 4 suits and the same deck, then you still do want to bluff. You still encounter in unlimited re-entries like somewhat sophisticated, or some people who knows what they're doing at least, or what people were doing back in 2012. Maybe they have upgraded to like 2015 strategy. I know certain Indian players who are now thinking of buying these ranges. I mean, that's why Prison Mike is way ahead of their time. Bought them more than a year ago. So what is your adjustment there before we run through this hand? Play tight, okay? Remember, most of the when I asked him like, what does it mean that this person is like 4-betting with 10-4 suited? That means a lot of money is going in pre-flop. That means when you 3-bet to a larger sizing, yet 3-bet tighter. So your range should be much more tighter. You could just be tight and just win the game, but it's not as simple as that. C-bet lesser, but again C-bet with like good hands when you have a range advantage. C-bet big, and you can even like don't bluff catch unless that's again depends on the deck, because when you're calling down you'd rather have nut blockers that's what she said, then you would want like absolute strength, right, which we will see in this hand. And I might be wrong, I don't care. Also it seems like if they have a weaker range than if they're like 4-betting those combos, so that means their range is like trying to reach the equity that you already have, or the EV that you have, because your range is stronger. So that means they're basically, and they probably have a lot of suited hands, make their draws unattractive by pricing them. That's what I meant by like increasing your sizing. Even your raise first in, make it 4x from the button, and instead of playing 50% of your hands, play 30% of your hands. I mean, you'll have to reduce the amount of hands you play if you want to change up your raise sizing, especially given that sort of villain. And if they're playing chip EV on final tables, when you saw my last video where 5 big blinds just Sandman flying won the tournament. And the thing with smaller games is that doesn't mean that you come in and start playing loosey goosey and try to run riot on these people and think that they are like you're like superior and you have a superior strategy when you don't even come in with a strategy. You're just like expanding your range, trying to outplay someone who's trying to outplay you. Man, whenever you enter a poker game, you need to come up with a strategy that will win that game for you. to stop thinking about like GTO is for studying. Nobody can play GTO. Tendencies, you're just like, it's just like, you could say you're playing heads up certain goes, and you could just end up on a table with someone who's drunk, just enjoying a Saturday night, and then you're gonna get some erroneous data on them. So use all these optimal like frameworks, computing power to figure out your EV versus different type of players. There's node locking. There's a bunch of features to kind of like tailor to a player type. But then just you don't even need to. Just from here you will see like where you can adjust. And these are very simple adjustments. These are adjustments I didn't even think about. As soon as I saw someone say that, oh, it's 4-betting with 10-4 suited, I just thought, okay, well, there's a lot of money being put in the pot pre-flop, so make sure you have a very tight range. Even if you don't, you're already going to be having a range, better than theirs. But again, it's a game of chance. They could just pick up a hand. The deck is not, it doesn't distinguish a nit from a great player from. These are all labels. I'm a nit. Sometimes I'm aggressive. Depends. It's my knowledge of GTO that allows me to do that. And yeah, I think I suffered a little bit from this, like being over sophisticated, because I don't play one game, right? Like I have my tables, like screen full of tables, and recently I've been playing a lot of high stakes tournaments. And when you're playing a lot of tables, you tend to go with your first decision. And yeah, I did that on PokerStars a lot. But still, like the thing is that I stopped playing on Indian sites. I don't put in much volume on them. So yeah, you will encounter those rags. You will encounter because of re-entries, and you will encounter this kind of like just like everyone complains about this, like, oh, people play like this, people are so dumb. The thing is, you're dumb if you do not go into the game with a strategy and execute it, and it needs to be a strategy that is logically defensible to someone who knows better, right? Like those people cannot justify why they're 4-betting with 10-4 suited. However, you can justify why you are playing, you're folding more than GTO says you should, because you are adjusting. And simple adjustments make their draw. They have a weaker range than yours. Probably a lot of suited hands. Make their draws unattractive. Don't try to bluff them too much. Bluff should be dictated by the combos you have. So that means it should be dictated by the deck and the board texture. We'll go over all of those. Let's go over this hand. So what happened here? He opens 2.5x from middle position. I raise, I think at this stack depth, it's fine. It's a 3x, but I guess I could make it bigger. Just wanna see what just sort of player we're up against, because I think I have a lot of hands on him. Okay. I mean, he's okay with his, like, seems fine. Fold to 3-bet maybe can be, okay, it's fine. Fold to c-bet is high. He's folding to c-bet too much, should be sub 40. But again, like maybe that's an adjustment he's making to our games, where you don't need to like define certain like lower end of your equity. So that means you need to be even more aware of what your combos are, what your range is. And the best way to do that is to not think of that. First of all, is forget about the hand you have. Just think about, okay, I'm 70 big blind, then I 3-bet from the cutoff. What else do I 3-bet from the cutoff with? But that we can come to. Okay. Post flop 3-bet. Well, we don't have much data. It's 1 out of 8, but which is crazy because we got 1k hands on him. So yeah, again, like you're just like, you don't even know, like this 1 of 8 could have been just like an all-in or something, or could be just this one because it's from MP. And he did raise me, so he raises huge here. He made it. Oh no, he just called. Sorry, this is my 3-bet. He calls pre-flop. Okay. He checks. I think his entire strategy checks there, and I think we should be betting here. Somewhat small to medium. 30% should be fine. Like, so yeah, this is fine. Yeah, I like this bet. I think we have to bet. Now, some of the boards that you should definitely be with c-betting after you 3-bet are boards when the other guy doesn't, are like kind of like paired boards, but not like Broadway, because he does have like some queen 10, some like suited connectors. But again, we're ahead of those cards. He raises big. That's a pretty darn big raise. So that's why I didn't optimize it. I tried to keep it to that raise. No, I didn't. Shit. Anyways, I call and I think this is fine. That's a pretty nasty card, especially with the suits that we have. We block him from backdoor nut equity, flush equity, and also like it's a paired board. we are unblocking from king jack. So this is pretty much the worst turn. No, one of the worst turns. And he bets 55%, and I fold. So let's check it out. So remember so we've already done the 3-bet and everything. Yeah, he started his jack. I'm pretty sure I'm supposed to bet. Yeah, yeah, it's only 16% jacks and aces. The one we have does jack 15% times, but primarily it's betting. If you think about it, it's betting 6 into pot of 17, so that's exactly like 30, close to 30%. I bet 5 into a pot of 17, yeah. So yeah, it's fine. So I did fine here. He raised this to... Okay, hold up. Here I mucked up because his raise sizing was greater than the pot, right? It's 23. The pot is 23 and he made it 20. So 19. So he raises to 19. Yeah, ace is a call. Although our number of combos are rapidly decreasing. Get less than 100. No 2 bets on this board. Our combo is a pure call. So that's what I did. And then it was a 9 of clubs, right? He's supposed to laying on that card. Yeah, of course, it's in position has what, something like Jack 10 did. Obviously, King Jack makes more sense because... Jesus, man. Because Jack 10 is so I call, and he did 55%, 31 into a pot of 57. Do we have that sizing? Yeah, 30 into a pot of 55. Yeah. Well, not all aces hold, but our combo sure does, and I told you our suits absolutely suck because they both of them not even one they are so bad. Yeah, so it is a call. You can call 25% times, but it's just a fold. I mean, almost every combo is starting to fold here. So again, goes to show that kings isn't because it's card it blocks king jack. King queen isn't, of course strips. King jack obviously won't. Again, king 10 is less of a fold than aces here. So that's how little aces means here. That king jack, which is still has nothing. No, king jack does, but for example, where was it? King 10 is basically a middle pair. Is calling more than aces. In fact, ace 10. Well, ace 10 is only 1 out of 4. It's suited 1 out of 4 combos. And here, out of 6, basically 3 combos. So 25% of combos and 50% of combos, and it has some amount of calling, but Jack 9, again, it's important to understand how queen 8, of course, any queen will. 10s, 9s, obviously a set, but yeah, aces is a fold, and our combo just seemed to have the worst combos. So I'm glad I folded. Nothing to it. I think I did. Yeah. I mean, I don't understand what the issue here is. All right, let's quickly go through some of these hands. I don't think we'll be able to go through all of them. You can just there's no NTs. We can just fold here. Oh, there is there? No, there are no. I think the sizing is fine. When we isolate him, we mostly have this. Though when he calls, also he has this. We do have backdoor outs, and we also have the queen. I don't mind this bet. I think any bet is fine, but maybe towards the larger size is fine. Okay, this is fine. All right. Check. Yeah, certainly not far. So again, say we are in these games where people are super wide and whatnot. But when this happens, what do you think he has? If he's aggro or that kind of player, do you think he's trapping you with ace queen? You block ace king, we block kings. Aces too. I don't think what does he have usually here? Jack 10, queen 9. We unblock hearts, 6s, 7, 8. So a lot of Jack X, by the way. A lot of 10x. So if this was a rainbow board, I would definitely not bet. But Here too, I think it's like if you bet, it can't be like pot. This is a range crusher kind of board for villain, unless he's got like a low pair. But one of those just hit a set, and then we again we unblock hearts. He has just a bunch of stuff, and yeah, certainly does make what we would never like pot. What would we pot here? Over pairs, not a 10. Jacks, a jack, not pot. I don't think so, but whatever. He calls, so now he's very narrow subset of range hand distribution that he has. So I think we should just give up. Now, okay, we check. So now keep thinking about this. We bet pot on the flop. We checked on a blank river, and then a 5 comes. All right. Well, again, think about what is a hand that would pot the flop, check the turn, and bet small on the river. I think pocket queens, pocket kings, pocket aces, maybe ace jack. I don't know, but usually it's fine to make bet small out of position. But in this scenario, just with what we did on the flop, like and we are playing against people who don't fold. Like, so this is the sizing that we expect him to not fold on. So what should we have that bets this? Center tens. Although we wouldn't pot it, but it's fine. I think to just bet heavy on when you hit it in these games. So here we should have like a value hand, not bluff. Yeah, I mean we made it pretty easy for him to call with the 10. I would call with the 5 here. Yeah, that's fine. Nice. Whoa. Okay. So, queen for queen. Yes, we've got the backdoor, but like this guy has some 4x. Also, the thing is, when we bet pot into pot, we're basically telling them call with tight ranges. We don't want them to call with tight ranges because they'll fold most of the times. Some queen might give us 1 street of value. It's unlikely they have a queen. We block it. We block backdoor from not flush draw or any kind of flush draw. There's 2 4s. This guy can have a lot of king 4 suited, so can he. And even though we block ace x, like they can have suited ace 4. In any case, we want to bet like 170 or something, because these guys can fold like up to 70% of their ranges, which means not much left in their range that they would continue with other than queens or better, and we don't want their ranges to be queens or better. So most of the time when they call, they'll probably have something strong, or this will happen. So I think 177. This is a pretty trash bet. So when I say bet larger, again, it's not those scenarios where this goes like 3 bet that and this doesn't always happen. When you have a hand like this, you need to think about like getting a wider range to call will give you more profit because it'll have hands worse than yours. So they just think about it. When you bet big, I mean, people don't just call willy-nilly, right? So they'll be tighter, which is possible even when you bet small. However, what else is possible is that they will call with like hands that you beat, more combinations of hands that you beat. So this is pretty bad bet. It's fine. This is difficult. What do you do? No, I mean, it's not that bad. Let's see if we have hands. If we were readless, I'd fold. Where the head go? Huh? Yeah, anyways, I don't know what happened to that. I'll do a restart on it. Where is it? Oh, there you go. Okay, we have 22 hands on him. Yeah, I'd just fold, man. I'd fold to the c-bet. Yeah, now I definitely fold. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Yep. Yeah, I don't think we need to call 3x. Even this guy's range is capped. I'd rather have like something like King Jack that I can like attack this cap range with. Yeah, again, it's the same thing. Like, they can just fold set of, like, you're betting into two people who need to fold a bunch of their range that got here to the turn, even though it went Jack Jack on the flop. So yeah, it's just like doesn't make any sense to bet this sizing. Like, it seems like you're scared that, like, river might bring a heart. I mean, you have 10 high flush, a queen is already on the board. You block some straight draws. These guys are more pair heavy. You have 5 hearts, so like it's very difficult for them to have a heart. Yeah, it's fine. Yep. So now would be a great time to bet big because you need some protection. Like, say, okay, so I would bet small here with something like Jack 7 or Jack 6 or something like that. Like, if I had opened somehow, or Jack 7, definitely I could have opened right from the button suited and fold to a 2-bet. But here we can bet big because we can actually call if he 2-bets. So if he raises our c-bet, we can call because we've got like a open ender and we've got top pair and we unblock him from hearts. So our bet will be pretty great because it gives us value. If he had like donked, I would raise, but that's more like versus when you're in the big line. But yeah. Now like that's kind of, you bet every bluff, and you just check when your hand is kind of somewhat vulnerable. I mean, like, you don't have top here, right? So okay, now you bet pot, which is fine in my opinion. That's fine. It should win on the flop, but it's completely fine. Okay, you got there. Most likely have the best hand, and because you block ace king, so bet pot or something. Now, if you had a set, I would say, like, I don't know what I would do with a set if he checks. I think I would just check back, or I'd bet small. Yeah, this I like it. Yeah, see, like, he called with straight 2, right? So now if you had a set here, or if you had 2 pair, or if you had top pair, or if you had over pair, what would have happened? You would have lost, because those are not that good of hands that you think they are. This is, and you bet big and you got paid. These guys will pay you off at 3-7 offsuit, man. So this video is kind of getting long, so we'll, okay, that's a decent 3-bet or isolate. Did he limp? I don't know. Yeah, I like the sizing. Unlucky. So that was sized okay. Check would be fine. Small bet would be fine too, but I think mostly checking. Yeah. C bet small or check, both are fine. I prefer the C bet, but here I just call. Yeah. This is a pretty bad. Let's see, what can he have? I don't know. He can have like a straight. He can have a set. He could just have flopped it. He could have a set of 5s. Set of 9s maybe. I forget. It was just, he just called, right? He opened from under the gun. Did he 3-bet? No, he limped, and we isolated him. Yeah, he can totally have like a suited hand or a set here, or a straight even. Especially the sizing that he made looks like a straight more than a set for me. And I'd still bet small. Yeah, I wouldn't bet this sizing, but I'd bet small. So again, like, queens is just like queens for the sake of it. So he's got a set, right? Ow. I did say, no, I actually meant to say straight. But he has that. Okay, cool. Yeah, like, again, like, you're putting in too much money when your hand in no limit hold'em is not that good. This is what? What's up with this pot bets? Like, this is one of the adjustments you need to make in these fields. Is like, these are passive players with high VPIPs. I think I just don't have data on them because I imported this hand into like the different like database. You can fold this too, pretty. What? Yeah, whatever. I just fold this pretty. But at least you fold it. That's good. Yeah, that's good. It's good. Huh? How much did you make it? 200? 2.5x? Yeah, it's fine. You can call. Yeah. Yeah, I just fold now. Like this deuce is not gonna win you that much money. Don't think you should be. No, wait. You picked up a gutty. Yeah, you can call. Yeah, you did, right? 2, 3. No, you did. Thought you picked up a gutty. Yeah, I think I just fold. You check on the river is fine. Like with showdown, that's fine. Especially in like a pretty aggressive. This is fine. To isolate, it's a suited ace. Yep, this is fine. It's fine. Fold. Okay. Yeah, it's rainbow, and you've got like 2 of those suits, but again, it's multi-way. He's betting half pot. Yeah, you can defend quite wide, but not versus 2 players. And also, you have to think about it. You were just calling because you're getting the right odds, right? Again, forget about the fact that you have fives. You're calling here because you're getting the right odds. But the other villain 9 is putting in money from small blind, so he definitely has more of a responsibility to continue, and he's got a tighter range there. So when he folds, like yeah, and I can give you and how to like actually figure out your MDF here, but that'll be for not YouTube. Yeah, it's fine. I'd flat here personally, but 3-betting is fine. This is fine. This is okay. Jack 4. Maybe size it out. Although like sizing like button versus big blind, the range parity is pretty. Like the ranges are at parity, but with Jack 4, if he doesn't have 4, like it's very unlikely he has a Jack, because we block Jack 10, for example. Also, you would raise some of those. So yeah, I'd be fine because then you can like maybe a decent card comes on the 9 comes on the turn, and always like double barrel and then keep the size small, and still geometrically like increase the sizing. No, not this kind of hand. Not 2 3x's. Like not 2 3x's. Not 2 a3 like 3x and a 3x call. Like this is the kind of hand that will like a 7's not gonna be any good. The queen's not always gonna win you the money. There's some reverse implied odds here. Yeah, this is not the sort of hand that I would waste chips on. It's just gonna drive your. Yeah, this you can 3-bet here. Fine. See, you're winning with all your like good hands, and then you just like put in a ton of money with your bad hands. Yeah, it's fine. Huh? Personally, I just fold. Let me just actually check here. What do you make it? How many millions are you? Well, he's 65. Again, pick up range converter. Pick up spade, turbo kings. He opened from where? Small blind? 60 big blinds? What's your strategy versus small blind raise? What did you have? Ten, 6 also. Yeah, it's fine. You can call. It's bottom of your range. It's a call. Nice. And you call. Yeah, I just fold to the first if you bet. Thing is, when you call a raise, like yeah, this sort of hand is in his range. It's in your range too. Like a Jack X, Ace X, like bad Ace X is in your range. Now you've got like like showdown, I think I just check, and it's a pretty great river. I might go for a small c bet, but this is fine the way you played it. But yeah, small like value bet. Okay, yeah, it's again fine. Though this calling is fine too. Okay. I don't like this sizing, man. Size it smaller. Like I know it looks good that you've like got two overs, you got backdoors. Well, not really, but like you've got blockers to like flush. You just bet small, man. Again, you don't have a hand. You've got a gutty. He calls. Nice turn. Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay. Okay. Just fun. It's what? Like, this will like give you the meaning of what a value bet is. Okay. Okay, obviously this is not gonna help us because this is not the part, right? So you bet you bet 48-21 to win 36, no, 84 something. Yeah, 36, sorry. 30, oops, 620. No, that's 720. And how much did you bet? 11, 845. What? 72, 40, and you bet essentially 4, 8. Hold up. What was it? What? So, so he needs to only continue with 33% of his range. Again, 33% of his range that called a 3 open, called a 3 bet, and continued with this stack depth on this board. And I think whenever you get called here, you're not ahead. You're behind whenever you get called. Most of the times when you get called here, this is just so what is a value bet? A value bet is usually considered a bet that would win more than 50% times you bet it. I hardly doubt that when he calls for his stack that you're gonna be ahead here. When it comes to weaker aces that he might have opened, there's a lot of 2 pairs. Yes, you do have an out. But I think he's gonna be mostly ahead of your range here. So this is not a value bet at all. Plus you're telling him, and it's not a value bet mainly because of this sizing. You're telling him, man, call me with like 2 pair, call me with set, call me with a straight, jack 10, something with equity. Like that would be probably his lowest, like bottomest like calling range. So with like yeah, I don't like this, man. Like you'll be gone if you. So this is how like you introduce variance and like bust early in this tournament. These sort of tournaments, this time, whatever. Just fold. It's okay, but I would just fold. Okay, now I think you can call. Just got a gutty ball. And oh man, like look, the thing is you make him very pair heavy when you have 5-8 and the board runs out like this, right? Because he can't have 3-5. I mean, that wouldn't even make sense. So he's got some pocket pairs. He's got even ace-x. He's got some queen-jack. And I think versus that bet, that's just not working out. I think
sizing when you have lots. Again, this is the same scenario where you're betting small, but you're not betting small with the worst combo. So if you again had like 3 deuce offsuit, yeah, you could get called by, like, everything he folds would be better than yours. But here, you know, it's very hard for on this board actually for him to fold anything. Like, if he's got a decent deuce, he's gonna call. The sizing, it's just logical, man. It's all math actually. Like, like when I say like how often does someone need to win when you bet this much, it's not like maybe that. It's exact number. It's an exact number. This is borderline. I would probably like 3-bet. Alright, so whatever. Again, I just call here, but it's fine. Okay, c-bet. Oh, come on. Okay, so when you 3-bet and the other guy calls and he doesn't 4-bet, he's just telling you that in principle he didn't 4-bet because he didn't have queens, he didn't have kings, he didn't have aces, he didn't have jacks, and this is a board that doesn't hit you, nor does it hit him. So the premise of the pre-flop still remains. You still have the stronger range, and you 3-bet, he call, flop doesn't hit either of you. That status of your ranges, your range being stronger than his, still remains intact, and you got like 2 overs. This is a c-bet man. And then you go for this pot size bet. It's fine because you do want him to fold. So again, just c-bet man. C-bet to a normal sizing. His counter strategy is something he's never gonna do enough ever. Because on 338, I'm pretty sure he's supposed to raise this board versus a c-bet. But that might just be in the single raise bar. Nah. Like, just don't. Don't call the bet, at least. Yeah, at least, like, I'm not gonna be too critical of your 3-bets because they were pretty poor a couple weeks ago. Just check. Whoa, man, come on. So the thing with monotone boards is a lot of people play suited hands. So when you have this, so like your range, equities are pretty split on monotone boards. Neither person makes any money. So this just does not make any sense. And damn, whoa, you just got bailed out, man. So let's just, like, here, let's not do your hand, but let's just do some ranges, right? Let's do some 2 quite wide ranges and then we'll be done. Let's just put this in there. Unless you're like early position versus big blind, and even then there are certain flops you don't, or you c-bet small. So this is the board, and let's say you have and yeah, I mean, like, also the 3-bets with the ace 10 and stuff were fine, because you think about your actual 3-bets, like you can 3-bet this, sometimes this and this. Well, that's barely 5% of the range, 5% of the deck. So these will be far few and in between your hands. So that means you do need to like 3-bet if you just remove these with these sort of combos. And depending on your stack, you can even expand to like certain, like at a certain stack level. Some of the times, not all the times, like these will be 3-bets, especially the suited versions. So you can see that this is already more than that. Then you have like 10s, 9s, sometimes jacks for sure. 10-9 suited, 10-8 suited, 9-8 suited, I think. Sometimes this, I mean, merges with the other range, but so like these hands, like on the flop, on ace jack X versus out of position c better, you can 2-bet jack 9 suited if you have, like, say, backdoor hearts. So like this is a better range, and like depending on blind, like position versus position, there's certain isolating and like 3-betting with like some trashy combos. So that was fine. But here, if you have king jack, right? So if you were to think about your range as something like this, obviously you're not gonna. 9 is fine. So also is unsuited. So that's not. It's a pretty tight range. It's 11%. I think we wider with these. But just want to keep your range close to what. And say you were up against the small blind range, it'd be like 22%. I don't know, or 20. Yeah, like I wrote 33 by mistake, but you can see that like you have a small advantage, but it's 60-40 versus like a pretty. If he was like, if he had a 50% range, for example, it's not doing that bad, given that you have such a narrow range. Now, suppose he had a range similar to yours, but obviously there'll be card removal and stuff. But let's say like he had top 20%. I mean, there's no, like the equities are so similar. So yeah, like this is not good, man. Okay, this is last hand. Okay, call. Yeah, so this is pretty well played. Unlucky, well played. Okay, last. Nice. I'd raise. I know, like you can sometimes like you 3-way. Sometimes you can, if you unblock top pair. It's 2 people. If you didn't unblock top pair, I might like merge some of my raising to turn with stacks, because you can also have a 6 here, call, not like multi-way, but like, and then like hit a 6 on the turn. But that's a different topic. Okay. Yeah. Fine. You bet big and you have it. Fold. It's okay, but still I'd fold. Yep. I'd say barrel. Yeah. So this is again like, this is fine. I mean, I'm not gonna be too critical of this, but again, when they bet on like cards that you're supposed to bet on, like on boards that you're supposed to bet on, suddenly like donk the river like this, gotta be critical. Like you can just fold, man. Oh, I know I said like 3x don't call, but not with this kind of hand that has really good equity and really flops really well. And with that, I'm gonna end this video. Remember what I said: when you're playing low stakes, simple adjustments you make are you 3-bet larger but tighter. Remember, if someone's 4-betting 10-4 suited, a lot of money's already been put in the pot before the flop. So your 3-bets need to be tighter. Your C-bets need to be cleaner, tighter, and a little bit on the larger side. But again, like that all depends on the range you're targeting, how your cards interact. So that's the deck constraining your range, your actions. And you can increase your opening sizing from the button to 4x. Just reduce the amount you open and make their draws unattractive. They have weaker ranges than yours. A lot of their ranges are drawing to your equity or are like literally like drawing hands. And if they're playing, so make them pay the price for that. And if they are playing chip EV ranges on final tables, then just go to sleep. And remember, this is just math, and math this guarantees winning. And again, don't go running riot without a strategy. For any game that you're in, you have to need to quickly come up with a strategy and execute it consistently. None of this like checks with like really good hands and way too much betting and not understanding how larger bets mean smaller calling, but that smaller calling comes from a tighter range. So that ace 10, for example, yeah, you should 3-bet because you don't get that many hands to 3-bet. Ace 10 is a decent hand there. Remember that like you just, it's not like you made him, like people don't call off their stack unless they have something decent. Yes, every time you will see him just call it off with 9x or like a worse ace, it'll only reinforce this thing of like you did the right thing. Like I said, your brain gets better at what it's doing every single moment in your life, in your waking and dreaming life that you're doing or dreaming of. Like your brain makes connections. So when you do this stuff, you're gonna keep doing it. You're not gonna be able to fold aces. I'll send off with one hand that is probably a bad hand that I played. But sometimes you just get this like, so like I'll be able to logically defend my hand here. How about that? Okay. No, I don't want to do that. Yeah. Fix up yourself, man. Okay. Money gets spent. Shut out piece for rainy. Nope. Yeah. Okay. Alright. What do you expect? Shut up, beats were ready. Won't see my video looking all grainy. Where I'm from, man, I'm very miscellany. Alright, I gotta get up. We're going to. Okay. Sky Limps. This is a PTO. It's the Saturday limited. Sky raises to 3 big blinds, and I end up calling. This is a fold. He limp calls us. You know, we kind of understand what his range is. So some queen jack offsuit, some pairs, some two connectors, some random like ace 9 offsuit or something sometimes. And we gin it. Right? We check, he checks, Sky bets pot. We call, we don't really have many danger cards. Sorry. And he check raises, min check raises, min clicks it back. Oh, sorry, just clicks it back. After limp calling, checking the flop into 2 people in a PKO, he min clicks it back. And then this guy jams, or basically essentially jams. It's a PKO. Just fold, man. Like, at worst, he has outs with the set, but I know what he had with him, what he went through. So he had outflopped us. I don't know what this guy was doing. Yeah, he had 8 high flush. I had what, a 6 high flush. Yeah, 3-6. Yeah. So sometimes you just get this feeling, and when you're deep stack, you can definitely. I wouldn't do this at like 40 big blinds. I wouldn't like even probably play this hand this way, but I wouldn't fold the flop. But at this stack depth, get like again, this was probably like a lot of tables, and suddenly like I see this action happen, and I think it's pretty easy to fold. Now, if you call here and you lose, you just bemoan yourself. If you call here and you win, because he had sad and the other guy had a sad, like think about like on this flop, both of them are like kind of being aggressive. It's 3-handed, just simple fold and just move along, right? Like I'm about to. So peace. Out.